What is animation? Well, to put it simply, animation is the art of motion. Motion can be somewhat tricky to explain in terms of animation, but it is the understanding of how objects move, similar to physics where you study the math behind why an apple falls. For many artists, animation is a different part, as it takes a combination of skills that go beyond just drawing. Despite complexity, many people choose to create animations that utilize many different skills. Luckily, we have seen many different types of animations over the past century, from stop motion to CGI. Animation plays an important role in film. Many people want to be a part of this industry, and I myself am no different. While I'm not yet a professional, I have been drawing since I was 10 and first started animating a few years ago. In 2020, my grandma bought me Clip Studio Paint, a drawing software made for digital artists and animators. I was absolutely thrilled when I first started the software, but after a few hours, I started to realize I had no clue what I was doing, as animation and artwork in general is not something you can just pick up overnight. Initially, my drawings and animations sucked as I was inexperienced as an artist and was unfamiliar with the software. Only after a few years, my art really started to see a change. But only because I would spend hours of my night staying up and studying art from artists online. Many artists/animators I would study included Tonico Pantoja, Ethan Becker, Stenik Straws, and many more, with the three mentioned being the most influential for me. Tonico Pantoja, a professional animator on YouTube, released a video last year titled, "How Long Can an Animated Project Take?" In the video, he covered the issue of how budget, style, and other aspects of production can affect the time it takes to create an animation. In the video, he showed examples of different projects, the time each took, and the factor that went into creating them. One example he showed was a simple 2-second long animation that had very complex shading and lighting that only took a week to complete, whereas another short he created used lower quality assets and reused items, causing the animation to only take a day or two to complete. Another factor Pantoja touches on in this video is pre-production, as all the planning for animated films take place in a stage. In this stage, storyboards, character designs, sound design, and much more are being decided. Depending on what happens in this stage determines how the rest of the production will go. Some people may have heard of the term FPS, or frames per second, which is what many animators use to determine how many drawings will be needed for a certain length of time. The average frame rate for an animation is 24 frames per second, but can fluctuate to 12 depending on the scene. To put this into perspective, that is 24 individual drawings per 1 second, and many animated films are 1 to 2 hours long, meaning a single animated movie can contain upwards of 100,000 images. Sometimes I question why I want to do this for a living, but luckily not one person will be working on all of those drawings. As an illustrator, I have only made 412 drawings in the past 4 years by myself. This is why many movies have a team of animators working on the same movie. Without a team, it would take an extreme amount of time. While not many people have completed a whole feature movie by themselves, many animators have made short films that can have a runtime between 1 to 30 minutes. One animator that comes to mind is Shingo Tamagawa, the sole creator of Paparia, a short lasting 3 minutes that depicts slightly abstract ideas of the world. The animation took 3 years to make, and understandably so, as every frame was hand-drawn and depicted an impressive amount of detail. Going back to what I said earlier, animation is not something anyone can just get into overnight. It takes dedication, as animators will spend a lot of time working to understand and perfect this craft. For myself, I have always felt like I've been put in an unfortunate situation, since the majority of the subjects I have been required to take won't contribute to what I want out of life. This is why I plan to attend an art school, as the other subjects are not as heavily required, making me feel as though I'm not wasting my time. As I continue to go through my final years of high school, I realize how much time and effort animation is going to take. With multiple advanced classes, I have had trouble finding time to do what I need, and instead waste time on projects that mean nothing to me. Luckily, animation has become relatively more accessible compared to the past, with YouTube being one of the best places to look up and learn anything. The majority of my education in animation has been through YouTube, as animation is a niche subcategory that the average school just won't provide. Animation is a unique medium that brings stories to life, leaving lasting impacts on kids and adults alike. I hope people will continue to watch and enjoy animations in the future, just as I have. And with that, thanks for watching, and good night.